Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Harakah, Quadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to the whole full elect. This is news and prophecy, prophecy and news come back at you again. And this is a follow-up onto the last video I did, okay? So, unfortunately, Wiley, who is known as the godfather of grime, his Instagram page was taken down. The reason why I say that's unfortunate is because some of the posts he put up there were telling of what he, where his thoughts is at. And basically, it's coming out in these last days that all these celebrities are aware of the fact that we're the Israelites, okay? He added Ice Cube, who we know. Ice Cube came out and said we're the chosen people, and he posted a statue of King David. And also, what was the other thing he did? That's it. He posted the old 12 tribes of Israel map of Israel, right? On his page, all right, as well as posting the fact that so-called Jews had a big part to play in slavery, all right, and that was under and this is why this information has been taken down, all right, because basically, if it had stayed up, and I've heard numerous people say it's like, what did he really say that's anti-Semitic, okay? So the next best thing I could get was the Jewish Journal. This off of Instagram, the Jewish Journal channel page. Sorry, and I could have really dug deep, to find out all these posts, but again, I'd have to dig really deep, man. I ain't going through 3,000 pages just to find 2 pictures. But so I'll just read a little bit of this. Actually, I'll just go through his posts. So, Jewish Journal, British rapper tweets, Jewish people, you make me sick after being accused of anti-Semitism. Now, there's no place where he actually said Jewish people make me sick. Yeah? This anti-Semitic BS is a buzzword, all right? Because guess what? Again, we are Shemitic people, all right? We're Shemitic people, all right? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're Shemitic people. So-called Chinese, they're Hispanic, they're Semitic people. The so-called Japanese, they're Shemitic people. The so-called white people, all right, they're Shemitic. Because I know they're trying to say, no, we're not white, we're Jewish. No. You and the so-called white man are the same, man. You guys are Edomites, right? You're Shemitic, all right. The so-called Arabs, they are Shemitic, all right. The Elamites, they're Shemitic. The Assyrians and the Syrians, they're Shemitic, okay. So there's a load of people that can't be anti-Shemitic because guess what? They're Shemitic, all right. Anyway, so I'm gonna here's some of his tweets, yeah. So this is what he said. In fact, there are 2 sets of people who knew nobody has really wanted to challenge: Jewish and KKK. But being in the business 20 years, you start to understand why, and that's really down to their business dealings, all right. So yeah, that's really the main point, you know what I mean? The other thing he brings out, he said the Star of David, that's our thing. Now, obviously that goes back to the Star of Rephaim, I believe, and it speaks of it in the Book of Acts. But basically, he's dealing with the fact that we're the Israelites, basically, and he's denoting that to the kingship of King David, and he obviously is aware of the fact that King David and Solomon are black. All right, and that's why he's saying it. And mind you, that's why he added Ice Cube. All right. So the point is, these niggas that sold out for their little deal, all right, they're coming to the realization that what they sold out for weren't worth shit anyway. All right, because now, hey, when everything's going down and they sold out for their deal, they've come to the realization that it weren't really worth it. All right, and really they're trying to gain redemption for their soul. All right, so I'm gonna read this. This is Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Right? And basically, they gave themselves for their soul. For giving away of their soul, they gained wealth. All right, in this world, really riches. All right, corruptible riches, which ultimately doesn't mean nothing, man. Because guess what? They got to deal with the fact that, this is a heavy burden on their conscience because naturally they have righteous spirits within them, all right? But they just gave into the flesh. And when they're left alone in the spirit, their spirit is basically, as Yahweh Shai said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, all right? And basically, their spirit is willing to try and seek for righteousness, but their flesh is weak. So they're conflicted within themselves. Paul spoke about it. What more so these niggas that sold out. All right. So I wanted to end with this, man. Uh, okay. So this is Daniel's 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, and the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never has been since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in a book. All right, and that's the time that we're heading into, man. It's coming down to the wire. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. That's because the ones that are going to be delivered are going to be the elect, but the ones that are going to wake up to shame and everlasting contempt are the ones that basically, as it tells you in the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, I believe, or the 15th chapter, I believe in both of them actually, it talks about the different forms of death being allotted to the wicked, all right? They're going to suffer said judgment and come back and realize that they fell short of the glory of Yahweh Shem Shai, all right? And that's why they're going to have their heads hung in shame. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, all right? We're going to glow up in the light of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's why Yahweh Shai said, ye are the light of the world, all right? And basically, a light, you don't put it under a bushel, meaning the table, but you put it on top of it so that it can light up the whole room. So that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to be the light unto the world, which is a reflection of Yahweh Shai, to bring those that can, see the light, all right, that are not blind to it or not lost in the thick darkness, and be brought unto salvation in Yahweh Shai, okay, and deliverance, all right? And they that be wise shall shine in the brightness as the brightness of the firmament. And what else does it say about shining bright? When Moses, it says that a man shall be, Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, it speaks of wisdom causeth thy face to shine. What happened to Moses when he came down from Mount Sinai? He come down from there. His face was beaming, glowing up, glowing up, glowing. Sorry, his face was glowing. All right. So so much so that when he came down, no one could look him in the face because he saw the glory, the presence of the Lord, and it caused him to shine. And he had to basically cover his face for an allotted amount of time, so that he could deal with it with Israel. Okay, so that's basically where it is. The word gives you life, all right? Gives you spirit, okay? And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But now this is the point. But thou, O Daniel, sharp the words and seal the book. All right. Even to the time of the end. All right. Now we're in the time of the end. So guess what? The seals have been opened. All you got to do is go and read Revelations, the 5th chapter. It speaks about the seals being broken after Yahushua was crucified, came up to the heavens, loosed the bounds on the book of life, and basically that allowed the Comforter to come down and to the opening of the understanding of the book. All right. It wasn't until when Yahushua did that the full understanding came on to the men that he was teaching, and that they could really be sent forth as apostles in apostleship. Okay, because he loosed the seals. So it says, even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. All right, and we're in the time of the end now. All right, that was the beginning of the end. It tells you in the book of Hebrews about that being the beginning of the end. Now we're at the end of the end, okay? The times that we're in. And guess what? That's why many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That's why you have Deshaun Jackson coming out with the Israelites. That's why I have Ice Cube coming out talking about the Israelites. That's why I have Carmelo Anthony talking about the Israelites. That's why you have all the celebrities talking about the Israelites. Even Nick Cannon making, mention of it. These men ain't prophets, but they've heard word from the prophets, right? So they ain't speaking it to down to a T as meant to be spoken, but they're spoken what they heard, okay, the little that they did. So knowledge shall be increased, all right? Jake's starting to wake up. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Shalom.